Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hey there, welcome to Mercytv, your source for news and information on the cannabis law reform issue as it's happening here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with PK, we'll be hosting this segment of Mercytv, along with our special guests, Tori and Barry.
Hello.
Mercytv is an action item of Mercy, the Medical Cannabis Resource Center. You can find out more about Mercy and see past episodes of Mercytv at mercycenters.org.
Excuse me? We want to say hello to the people in the hospital. You listen to the doctor, but cannabis is medicine, and cannabis, you don't have to smoke it. There's other forms of using this miracle drug.
This plant. This wonderful sacred plant.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd like Barry, introduce yourself and let the folks at home there know, a website or something where they can find out more about you.
Sure, perfect. Thanks, Perry. Yeah, great to be here, and been busy over on the Oregon coast. Glen Eden Beach is where I live, and working with folks in the Portland area as well as the Willamette Valley. CanIHelpYou.care is a very active group right now. CANNA, CanIHelpYou.care. They're focused on the elder, the senior population, and introducing this very important sacred plant conversation to these folks that are aging. I'm really dialed into this conversation because my mother, God bless her, she left us a few days ago. She reached 94 trips around the sun, and I had the good fortune of blessing her with some cannabis oil, some really great high CBD.
Passing and extend her life.
I got to do that to my grandparents.
Yeah, I think the best gift we can give our loved ones, as everybody, the journey of a lifetime we're all on it, is this reconnection to this incredible energy, this beautiful energy of continuum.
And you don't have to smoke it.
No.
Well, it is a superfood.
So hospice is a really big focus for my in a relationship with the conversations. So working with CanIHelpYou.care as well as blending ideas together to get more people together to talk about how we're going to evolve this cannabis conversation. It seems to be there's a lot of challenges out there, and we need everybody out there to throw us their ideas. One of the big ideas I think we should talk about are community medical cannabis community cards.
Okay.
And we could talk about senior homes, senior facilities, properties, perhaps whatever care facility, they are the caregiver that gets the medical cannabis license and joins the Cannabis Oregon program, and that gets us then into a much better evolution, getting the medicine to the people. That's the goal, right?
Well, the people in the hospital and in home care need this, and the opportunity to get safe medicine, quality medical cannabis.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now, we want the medicine to the people as fast as we can, synergistically, full spectrum, develop those strategies to get that medicine to the people.
Those folks, in the hospice care and care facilities, again, as PK was saying, are the most needy and the most hurt by the recent changes to the law.
Yes.
And the erosion of the community gardens and growers in general.
Yeah.
But before we get more into that, I'd like to have Tori introduce herself and talk some more about your organization and what you're doing, which I think you're going to find is very much parallels the things you're up to there. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Wait, Tori. Thank you, people, for voting and giving your thought about this election. Hopefully, the people will win being right.
Absolutely. On topic with that really quick, with the removal of Jeff Sessions,
Here,
that
here.
really opens up the
Hey.
door for more communities to be more cannabis friendly without the reprisal of so many repercussions from a government aspect of it being so vocal.
Oklahoma.
Exactly. However, I'm Tori Wright, the owner-operator of To Die For Creations. I provide the least adulterated cannabis possible, keeping it in the most purest form. The greener the better is usually my aspect.
Healthy soil to the healthy oil.
Absolutely.
Organic with a capital O, I think.
Oh, seriously. And one of the things I've done recently is actually add sprouts to my kitchen. So I
Yes.
could actually bring fresh hemp and cannabis sprouts directly out of the jar right into my fresh salads.
Yes.
Talk
Here,
about the
here.
superfood.
That's super.
Absolutely. The
Good for you.
protein, the omegas that come from that just build the energy on a daily basis. And what that brings within the brain health, your circulatory health, and your energy levels, just shoot them right through the roof. It's so nice, you see all this other sprouts sitting on everyone else's jar on their counters. Who thought about adding some cannabis seeds?
Yes.
I did.
Wow. Good work, Tori.
Will the hemp seed work as well? Because we could get that at a market.
We can. I haven't actually tried any of the hemp seeds that are actually purchased online. Most of those are usually irradiated, and so they've actually taken away that ability to sprout them so that you don't
to
just
germinate,
bite it.
right, yeah.
You're not going out to the
Mostly
store.
meant as bird seed for
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's left through the across the border sometimes by the DEA.
Perhaps an idea, about the community-supported agricultural programs, growing foods for different people, different groups of people. Perhaps that's an idea as we evolve this conversation, that the community-supported agricultural programs will begin to grow also hemp and different targeted genetics for the seeds, for the fresh sprouts, as well as for the
Absolutely.
CBD.
Well, the whole plant,
Yeah.
You strip off the vegetation, that goes to the fiber, the stalk, and everything else. The vegetation, the seeds go into further processing.
Yeah.
Seeds are crushed for the oil there, and then the seed shells, it goes into animal feed. The rest of the vegetative matter goes into further processing.
Debbie?
Full spectrum.
Hello, we have a caller.
Oh,
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie.
Nice.
Go ahead, Debbie. Hello.
Debbie?
Yes, caller.
This is Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hey,
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie.
You guys asked me to call, so I'm calling.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Well, thank you for calling. Did you have a cannabis-related question, comment?
No, you guys contacted me last week about what I have written.
Wonderful.
Okay,
And
good.
so
Do you know this?
I-
This is Debbie Rao.
I believe it was Ed who actually contacted you. Ed this week is, oh no, I apologize, it was Reed. Reed who contacted
Okay.
you.
Uh-huh.
So can you inform us of your conversation between you and Reed?
Yeah. Give us.
Well, he had been putting some things up. I'm a cannabis activist in Coos Bay, Oregon,
Excellent.
Here,
God
here.
bless you.
Okay.
and I make I don't sell anything. I actually have someone that we finished who we killed her cancer, and I put the pictures up on Facebook.
Oh, excellent.
have-
beautiful. Miracle.
Yeah, in fact, the person who's he just opened up a dispensary there in Salem.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
excellent.
Hopefully he has
Okay.
good luck.
So, what is your Facebook?
Oh, it's Debbie Rao. I have over 4,000 followers.
Oh,
Excellent.
Very
I'm
nice,
busy.
Debbie.
Peace and victory, buddy.
Well, that's all I do is cannabis activism.
Oh, Debbie, you're cheering to our hearts.
Hey.
Yep. Peace and victory.
Did you have a good
We
grow
used to-
this year?
We used to. I work with a lot of doctors. I teach. My husband and I teach a process of extraction,
Uh-huh.
and we're we weren't in the. We are. My husband was a CPA, and I was an RN and a microbiology teacher. We were hurt in an accident. He was in a coma for almost 7 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
I took him out of it with RSO that was given to us by Sean Beeman.
I love Sean.
Yeah, he used to come up to PGN and bring RSO for all of us who needed it. And,
Excellent.
I love
He
our
was
activist.
a beautiful person.
Yeah, Canna family is Canna family. You never forget.
No, and anyway, so and I have RSD, and I was in a power chair and on oxygen and on 445 milligrams of morphine a day, plus probably 3 big handfuls of pills. You know, I had a full-time caregiver who took care of me. Wow. My husband was in like I said, a vegetative state. He graduated from USC, and was recruited by PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I was a nurse down in California, but originally from Eugene. And I graduated from South Eugene High School in 1973. And when I got RSD as a nurse, it destroyed me, and I couldn't work, and took us 10 years to get cleared on Social Security. We lost everything we had, and the doctor said, "Okay, Debbie, you're going to die," and suggested trying cannabis. And we went to PGA because we lived in Kaiser, and I got an education.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll tell you, the resource centers, I know they're few and far between, but they are priceless.
Yeah.
Without them, there are so many that may have not even made it through without those resource centers.
And getting fewer, unfortunately, because they're tightening down on the rules and regulations for the clubs, for places for patients to consume it.
The Mercy Center.
Oh, yeah.
Is that true in Coos Bay, Debbie? Are you?
We don't have anything like that down here. So there are no centers. I mean, there's a lot of dispensaries, but there are no centers.
Yeah, you're not allowed to smoke in the dispensaries, as I understand it.
No, you're not.
Tasting.
But can you have a private club? Can you have a private
Meeting place.
place?
A place that you can gather.
Okay, there was one dispensary that has been trying to, but you know, you're dealing with cities and rules and regs, and there's plenty of places here in Coos Bay and North Bend area that are open, but nobody can seem to get into them. It would be nice if there was one. It's really something necessary.
Oh, very, a place for the patients to socialize, network.
Well, the Northwest Cannabis Club is a precedent in Portland, right? It's functioning now.
Yeah.
It is.
And then there's Kim's place up on Cherry Street.
Yeah, that's PGN Lodge. That's the one that's the one Deb's talking about right now.
Growers Network, PGN.
I used to do the doctor, for her for about a year and a half. I used to do we used to live up there in Kaiser, so that's where we got introduced to it. My husband and I we never did it before. We became
Weedman.
medical patients.
Ed. We have another call.
Oh.
He's waiting.
No, keep
Ed's
on
waiting.
going. Keep on going, Debbie.
Yeah,
because
keep talking.
You're important.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, no, we keep talking, Debbie.
So what
Ed was just on the other line, and he says good luck.
Okay. Well, it saved our lives, and it told us,
Here.
I'm like I said, I'm walking, and I have a herniated disc that they told me over a year ago that I needed emergency surgery on, and haven't done it because I'm doing fine on the cannabis oil.
Okay, Debbie, do you know which genetics of the cannabis oil most appropriately works with you? Do you know
which strain?
Well, yes, because we're finding out more and more from what I'm understanding in this world of the science.
Yeah, if we dial it in better, we can actually, lower how much you actually need, going down to microdosing by actually appropriately dialing in your cannabinoid profile to better fit your conditions.
But all varieties mixed together
Entourage.
it's hands down.
Right.
The best.
Well,
Absolutely.
I can tell you what you do need to do. You need to have whole plant.
Absolutely, full spectrum.
They call that full
That's right.
spectrum.
It has to be full spectrum, and because if you don't use whole plant, you're dissecting, you're pulling, you're causing. You don't have the synergistic effect.
Thank you.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You're missing out. Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Once you start playing with it, you're better to stay with your pharmaceuticals.
Right. Well, that's true, and that's exactly true, actually. And because you're not getting it, they work together, and that's how the plant was made.
Symbiotic.
Right. Right.
Right. It's a very symbiotic relationship, right? And I have found, and I'm going to tell you, we killed a cancer. We just finished killing invasive squamous cell carcinoma.
That's great.
And she
Here,
had
here.
surgery, and it was in her body and metastasized for a third bout with cancer. And we used the FICO, and the FICO that we used was a 1-to-1, and
1-to-1
and it
CBD
worked.
THC.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all I did a straight. I started frozen extraction. I let it go on an agitation for 3 days,
So,
and
so you did your own extraction then?
Yeah.
I do on my own.
She's doing all of her own extractions.
From which
stilling.
which genetics? Which?
But I don't charge it. Well, see, I was donated a lot by a doctor
Yeah.
who gave my husband and I a lot to help people, and that's what we do.
Here.
Oh, well,
Beautiful.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Do we know what strains you're using as your 1-to-1?
Okay, well, this one, most of the strains I use have been strains that were grown by Indo Supply, which have been who grew for my husband and I for almost 7 years. This strain that we used was given to us, donated by a doctor, and it was Medihaze. It is Medihaze.
Okay.
Which is, like I said, a 1-to-1, and it seemed it worked.
Yeah.
It worked on more than one person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what we used, Sean Weedman had done a video. Actually, he did a class on using it rectally, and that's what we did. We made rectal suppositories for the woman because
Interesting.
It's a very good
I do
approach.
delivers babies.
In fact, I just built a
Peace and
program.
That's a
victory.
beautiful approach.
Yeah.
But it went all over the internet, and not only that, but when she started, her tumor markers on her lab tests were very, very high.
Oh.
And after the FICO treatment, they bottomed way down, all the way down. So it effectively killed the cancer in 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing how quickly it worked.
Yeah. So Debbie,
Yeah.
you're coming from a medical background. You mentioned you're a nurse, correct?
I was a nurse. I'm 63 years old now.
Okay. So
You're still a nurse.
Is the medical profession in Coos Bay, are there people that you know in the medical world that you can talk with about this this wonderful new way of looking at vitality and health and how to approach certain problems with this cannabis medicine?
I talk to everybody. I have no problems talking about it, and when I had my heart attack, I talked about it, and they let me go outside. So
Beautiful.
when my husband was in his coma, I talked about it, and told him that he had an accident. He fell back. He's had quite a few. My husband has post-concussion syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is. It's caused from a traumatic brain injury.
Oh, well, so CBD definitely, yeah.
And so he uses the 1-to-1, and I make a clear with it. It has no waxes or chlorophyll. I developed a process about 7 years ago still.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you're sharing this
And
stuff
now everybody's copying it.
Yeah, well, it's so
Keep
wonderful
on
to share
going,
that.
Debbie.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
that's
share
what a
it
lot of
with
people aren't
everyone.
able to,
It is. It's on. We put the recipes up on the web.
Beautiful.
Hey, people in the hospital, this is broadcast in our hospital. Look, talk to your parents.
Yes.
Talk to
Yeah.
your children.
Yeah,
Look online for the Cannabis Connection.
yeah.
They have information for you. There's other information there online, and that
Yes.
if you're
And Keith Monster puts out a lot of good stuff. In fact, my husband wrote a paper on flavonoids that Keith published.
Oh,
Nice. Very nice.
So yeah, we've gotten, like I said, Kim did amazing things for us. She's the one who got Sean Beeman, involved with us, and
That's beautiful.
Kim is
Yeah.
amazing. We love Kim Strand. She is. We
So,
can't.
From Patient Growers Network.
Yes, Kim
Yeah.
Strand. Absolutely. We just can't be more supportive of all of our resource centers who have been so supportive to, continue to provide for patients who've had
They're the
no
only
other
resource at
resources
all for,
available.
so many people
well,
out there.
now we
so.
need to do something about the OMNP, because there's a lot of people who need this stuff who are dying.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, they're left
They
behind
can't-
by
This
the
is-
phone.
It's
They can't get
ridiculous
growers.
paying
They
$400.
can't get to the dispensary. They don't have the money for it.
No,
the
it's
crushing
ridiculous.
of these community gardens where a grower could take care of 4
And share.
patients.
Okay,
and
so
4 growers could share an area, an address even.
it was a
Yeah.
great model.
And,
Well,
And now we have £1 million, I hear.
in excess that's sitting around.
Of blood, yes.
in the
just
commercial
sitting around.
area,
That's
Yeah.
just
commercial
absolutely
market.
Which
wrong.
again, they could not have started the commercial market
Absolutely.
without tapping into the medicinal market to begin with.
Right,
and
yeah.
they still have not reimbursed the medicinal market for what was taken out initially in order to fund
no.
the recreational market.
They've only restricted the access
Exactly.
of patients.
And
And ask for
know.
more
and talk
money.
about heartbreaking.
Okay, so what do you have to say, Debbie?
there are people that are dying. They cannot
Every
afford
day.
it. It's not fair.
No,
And
that's
people
sad.
like Ria Grant had to shut down. She's just doing,
Classes.
physical and teaching classes.
Yeah.
And a lot of, and down here we had, Catherine too had one, and Catherine Rose had a medical dispensary. No medical dispensaries anymore.
Seriously.
No, there aren't. And it's sad.
Do you know that
Honestly,
currently there's 4 medical dispensaries listed in the
Where?
state of Oregon, and there's over 400 recreational, what they call shops?
Oh yeah.
We are down to 4.
And patients can no longer go into these dispensaries and get
Their legal limit.
due allotment,
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Their
not
24
anymore.
ounces, which they should have been,
Exactly.
which they've always gotten.
Yeah.
And there's never any
Right.
problem until the OLCC stepped in, and all of a sudden,
Right.
oh, we found 2 people who did it,
Well-
and they didn't even ask, didn't even explore, because those very easily could have been taking that and going to their community and dispensing it to the other patients who couldn't make the trip, for God's
Well,
sake.
and recently I've been doing all those interviews with our current gardens that have been burglarized and stolen and ripped off. And half of these have actually been OLCC certified gardens with metric tags. The tags and everything have been stolen. They're so
Yes.
concerned about diversion, and yet not one garden has been investigated. Not one
heck no.
garden
Oh, heck no.
has been followed up. And if we're so concerned about diversion,
Right.
why aren't we following up the real crimes? I mean, I just don't understand why we are not following up when there's actually been a real crime committed. When they've done everything they should, they've got their cameras, these things are on tape, these things have been,
Yeah, they are.
actually documented. And yet OLCC's really not even sending
No.
anyone in to
don't
still
care. They're not
document
interested,
or even
you know.
save the footage.
Perhaps they're not
It's
really
a
in synchronicity
one-sided
with the medicinal
thing.
aspect
Exactly.
of this.
They're,
Yeah.
they're the poorest keepers of this issue.
Well, a lot of people
it's
have
like
had
having
to
the
give up
foxes
their
watch the
medical
hen
cards.
house.
Exactly.
So how does
OLCC,
Excuse me, Debbie,
as
what did you
individual as
say?
a group, they've been opposed to cannabis and still are.
Yes.
right?
And their
What did you
purpose
say,
is
Debbie?
Not to make it work.
I said that a lot of people have had to give up medical cards because 1, there's no growers.
Right.
2, they can't get more than an ounce a day now.
Right.
3, you have to pay. You pay a doctor, then you have to pay.
Right. It's the
Does
most
they-
expensive
You know,
program in the country, and
Yes.
in the world.
Yeah. And
It's very, very expensive, and the cards are only good for 1 year.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
people that are permanently
For
disabled. Why do they have to
terminally
go
ill.
every year?
Yeah, each
to
time
go
you got it.
through that?
Yep.
Exactly.
No, it's not a system that's
And we-
meant to work. It's a system that's
set
meant
up for
to
failure.
Make a cash
corral.
cow.
It's a system that's meant to watch you people who are doing this thing, because it's not about medicine.
Nope.
It's about allowing people who are doing something illegal to do it out of sympathy.
And taking
So
their
their
money.
perspective is askew as to
Yeah.
what the real conversation is.
absolutely.
Their philosophy is that cannabis has no medical value
Unless
as in
it's
fact
going
is
through.
evil and dangerous and kills still, okay? So we have to remove anybody from
Or better
being
yet,
involved in this
educate them and
program,
bring them into
we could
sync.
try.
Well,
you
that's
know?
That's
well,
why
actually,
we
it really
voted.
comes down to who has $1 million that they can give to the DEA to deschedulize it, to bring it under a pharmaceutical that they can control, and again, charge us up the wazoo
Well,
for something that we can grow in our
Whoever
yard.
that company is that made Epilotix,
Yeah.
they gave a bunch of money to
$1
the
million.
DEA.
Yeah.
They
for
gave
that,
$1
so-
million for that number.
So we have a disconnect as to what the true conversation of this sacred plant is.
Exactly.
That-
Follow the money.
Yeah.
follow
As
the-
long as we allow
It's all about-
prohibitionists,
It's all about greedy.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
follow the
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
and they're money driven. There's all kinds of special interests that are funding them in various ways.
So does
not
this-
the least of which is pharmaceutical.
We need to
and even
change
the
the
police unions,
system.
Does this-
the
Yeah.
prison unions still, you know, the
Felons can
professional
vote.
drug rehab
Sure.
unions. and
Okay, so now my
organizations, so.
understanding when I heard about this new drug that's available,
Bayer is doing it for GW.
yeah,
Yeah.
someone ought to look at what the price is for that per dose.
$35,000 a year.
Exactly, a year.
God.
And yet they want to have a cow about what we charge for cannabis. Now, see, let's talk about where the money is.
Well, maybe
And
there's-
that's going under your insurance.
Yes,
State
but
fees
and not
to-
only
to
that, but
make
with that,
those
they
taxes.
made the CBDs in that Schedule 5. But
And-
yet, CBDs can't be
some
Schedule 5
lawsuit kind of
on
situation
CBDs.
here, isn't it,
Only in
time
this,
to bring that-
in this,
this is like-
medication.
Exactly,
Can't be-
and it's being
legalized
shipped in
deception.
from Europe. So
some of these,
again, we
levels.
can't have our
Right.
interstate commerce, but we can ship a product in from Europe.
Yep.
Well, that's, yeah.
So
because
we really
there's
need to be looking at this, and people need to not necessarily be taking a product from the pharmaceutical industry that's coming,
Right.
that is charging them exorbitant amounts of monies when we can grow it here
Yep,
for
yep.
less than $35,000
Yeah.
a year per plant per
Right.
person.
Yep, we're not going backwards.
And
This is
it
going to
would
be
work
more and
with
more
hemp because
compelling.
it's basically, it's all CBD. It has to have less than 0.3% THC in it to be
Well, actually,
qualified
for
as
that one, it's 0.1. It has to test under
Oh, it's
0.1.
0.1, okay.
They
That's
did
hemp.
change.
Okay.
Yes, they
Still
changed
wrong.
that. It is wrong. I have to totally
It
agree.
is, you know.
You really need that THC background for it to have that symbiotic relationship and to actually have
Right,
that therapy.
right.
And so
Right.
it really
It
has
doesn't
that
have to be
entourage
much.
effect.
Full spectrum, they work
Yes.
together,
It
these
doesn't have to be
Excuse me,
much, but it
folks.
has to be enough.
Debbie,
Looks like
we're
we're getting.
going to do a closing, but we still want to talk to you. In the
Okay.
next minute, we're going to say thanks for Mike, thanks for Shauna, thanks for Grandma Janet, thank you for all the friends of the Mercy Center.
Yeah.
Remember, hit PayPal when you hit our website, and we have shirts, coffee cups, and hats.
Yay.
So, I hope you've been watching my garden and you had a special garden. I got a couple more episodes. I still have plants in the ground.
I know. So do
Excellent.
I. I'm still got stuff in the greenhouse, and boy, is it just looking beautiful.
Well,
Okay,
I'm still
Barry.
harvesting.
Plants are reflecting resilience. We have
Yes.
to all be resilient now during this struggle. Be focused on building community, putting that unity back into the community where it belongs, and
Absolutely,
keep
that
educating
energy.
people.
Write to your legislators
Yeah.
and tell them cannabis is medicine.
Bring them
Now,
on the show.
Yeah,
Let's get them on the show to justify.
Perry, tell them
Bye.
something.
Yeah, follow up with your vote. Make sure your legislator does what you put him there to do. In my case, we had some good news. The prohibitionist representative that was there, Julie Parrish, was defeated by nurse Judy Patforites, I think. And we're going to follow up with her and see just how pro-medical cannabis she is by talking to her about the
Bring her on the show.
situation with OMA and how it needs to change back to what it was.
Exactly.
Here.
And
We
try
need
and get
reform.
better, We got
We need reform. Back
Right.
to Measure
Yeah.
91.
Absolutely,
That's
you
really
know.
where we need to go back.
No,
I mean,
back
granted,
to OMA.
Yes,
The
you're right,
original
OMA.
way that the patients were being helped.
right.
In the grower
And it's
and
in the simplest of things, like the conditions, the qualifying conditions. Back when the program started off, on the form that the doctor checked off, there was a space where they filled in the other conditions that they were using it for that went with the program.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be taking those
And
doing some form of peer review at least, studies, have the people do their testimonies and stuff, and instead of having to go to court. That's what OMA was all about. It was about, why are we,
doing this?
Why are we prosecuting these people? This is wrong.
It's ridiculous.
That the prohibition is wrong. It's a lie. It is medicine. It's safe, effective medicine. And in some cases, too many cases, it's the only medicine that works.
Deception busting. We've got to bust
Again, we
that
all have an
deception.
endocannabinoid system. We have a CB1 and a CB2 receptor in every single cell in your body. And again, we can't even begin to count the amount of cells in your body. So if we have that many receptors in every single cell, again, that's an astronomical amount of receptors. Why are we ignoring that? That is our chain of command. It is the one thing that actually talks to every cell in our body. So again, if we are hijacking and are keeping our own information center deficient, how can it have any conversation at all?
They never should have passed the law back in 37 outlawing cannabis and hemp.
The Controlled Substances Act.
And it looks like we have another call.
By Tricky Dick.
We're done, I think.
We were done a long time ago.
Debbie, thanks so very much for calling in. I appreciate your, especially sharing your story over the internet there. And we hope that we can continue this conversation later on.
And Debbie, I would love to finish this conversation with you. If you could find me on Facebook and friend me, I would really appreciate that. I'm Tori, or To Die For Creations, your choice, or even private message me. I would
Let me
really.
see if I can. I will not remember.
I believe you, but I will get you from Reed, is what I'm thinking.
I should get my. Hold.
No, don't worry about it.
We'll take care of it.
Take care of yourself.
Hey,
Debbie,
God
can I
loves
Debbie
you.
out?
Loves all of us.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You.
Take care. We'll chat later.
And currently, I've written. In fact, I just dropped off.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody for visiting. We'll see you next time on Mercy TV.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.